The story begins 2 years after Finney's escape. He's now in high school, trying to live a normal life. But nightmares of the grabber still haunt him. His sister, Gwen, continues having disturbing visions. One night, Finney hears the black phone ringing again. This time, no one else hears it. Finney answers, expecting voices of past victims. Instead, a distorted, new voice whispers warnings. It claims the grabber's evil is not gone. Someone, or something, has taken his place. The line goes dead, leaving static behind. Finney fears the nightmare is returning. In town, children start disappearing once more. The kidnappings resemble the grabber's old methods. Authorities dismiss it as a copycat killer. But Gwen's visions grow darker and more vivid. She sees masked figures standing in shadows. The mask looks similar, but slightly different. Finney investigates, haunted by survivor's guilt. He visits the house where he was held. It has been abandoned, yet the phone still hangs. He hears multiple rings when he steps inside. This time, the voices overlap almost like screams. They beg for him to stop the new killer. Gwen dreams of a basement filled with children. They claw at the walls, crying for help. One child holds a cracked version of the grabber's mask. She wakes up with nosebleeds and shaking hands. Her psychic connection is growing stronger, but it's taking a toll on her body. Meanwhile, a mysterious man arrives in town. He wears a trench coat and carries an old suitcase. Whispers spread that he's connected to the missing kids. Finney notices him watching the school from across the street. Later, Finney swears he sees the man vanish in a thin air. Gwen insists he's tied to the black phone. The phone rings again at night in Finney's house. This time, it's Bruce, his old friend, who was killed. Bruce warns that the new killer is worse than the grabber. He feeds on fear differently, using the black phone to reach victims. Bruce tells Finney the man is not fully human anymore. The line cuts with a scream. Finney tries to confide in his mother, but she dismisses the phone as trauma. She warns Gwen to stop encouraging his delusions. At school, Finney grows paranoid and withdrawn. He starts drawing the black phone in his notebooks. Classmates whisper that he's losing his mind. The mysterious man kidnaps a new victim, a young boy. The town grows restless. Curfews are enforced. Finney dreams of the boy trapped in a basement. When he wakes, he knows the location matches an old motel. He convinces Gwen to help investigate. Together, they sneak out at night. At the motel, Finney hears the black phone ringing faintly. Inside one room, they find claw marks on the walls. The suitcase lies on the bed, filled with masks. Each mask has a child's name carved inside. Suddenly, the door slams shut. The phone rings louder than ever. Finney answers, and multiple children speak at once. They reveal the man is called the Listener. He was once a victim of the grabber who never escaped. Instead, his spirit fused with the black phone itself. Now, he kidnaps children to silence the voices. Gwen and Finney are his next targets. The Listener appears in the room wearing a shifting mask. It changes expressions as he moves, smiling, crying, screaming. He tells Finney he's being chosen to carry the curse next. Before he can strike, Gwen collapses from vision. She sees dozens of ghostly hands pulling the Listener back. The siblings barely escape into the night. Gwen's health worsens after the vision. Her father finally admits he once heard the black phone too. He confesses their family is cursed with psychic sensitivity. This curse made their mother unstable years ago. Finney realizes they can't escape their connection. They must end the phone's power completely. The phone rings again, this time for Gwen. She hears voices of the trapped children begging for release. They guide her to an abandoned church on the outskirts of town. Inside, the altar is covered with broken phones. Each one hums with faint whispers. It's the Listener's lair. The siblings plan to destroy the phones. Finney arms himself with tools from the old house. They sneak into the church at night, shadows moving around them. The Listener appears, furious that they've found his shrine. He warns that breaking the phones will trap the souls forever. But the children's voices beg for freedom. A brutal struggle begins inside the church. The Listener moves unnaturally, as if half spirit. Finney smashes one of the phones, releasing a burst of screams. The ghosts briefly weaken the listener. Gwen uses her visions to guide Finney toward the core phone. It glows red in the center of the altar. The listener tries to manipulate Finney. He taunts him with visions of Bruce and other dead friends. He says destroying the phone will erase them forever. Finney hesitates, tears streaming down his face. But Gwen yells that the children want release, not chains. Together, they strike the core phone. The church shakes as the phones explode one by one. The spirits of children swarm the listener, dragging him down. His mask shatters, revealing a decayed, hollow face. He screams as he's pulled into the darkness. The phones fall silent for the first time in decades. The black phone in Finney's dreams vanishes. In the aftermath, missing children's bodies are found buried beneath the church. The town mourns, but no one speaks of the truth. Gwen slowly recovers, her visions becoming less violent. Finney begins to feel free, though scars remain. At night, he finally sleeps without the sound of ringing. But deep down, he fears it's not over. The final scene shows the motel room again. The suitcase sits open, a single mask inside. The phone on the wall begins to vibrate. It rings once, then twice, then 3 times. A child's faint voice whispers, "Hello." Cut to black.